Hello and welcome back to Under the Covers, episode 19. I am your host, Nick. This is your host, Jett. And just as a reminder, we also have a Patreon available that includes bonus features, bonus episodes, reaction videos, and all kinds of other goodies for the low, low price of don't worry about it, just pay us. So go over to Patreon/UTC Music Podcast and give us that sweet, sweet cash.
It's a great way to support what we do.
Yeah.
And it's not really that much, but it helps us buy equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Comments also support us, but cash is better.
you know.
Or comment about how much cash you give us. That's fine too. That'd be cool. So we're at episode 19 and we're going to talk about I almost said we're going to talk about a show that you chose, but it's a song that you chose.
It's a song.
We're day drinking,
Whee!
which is going to make this episode awesome.
It was your idea.
It was my idea. I was like, hey, I think I can make a cocktail. Turns out I can.
That's so good.
So we're talking about a song that you chose. And why don't we start with what made you think of this? Because I think when you first brought it up, this is a song that's been covered by a bunch of bands. And when you brought it up, you're like, let's do this band's version of this. Tell me more.
It's such an awesome driving song. The remake, actually, because the original's good, but I feel like in the 80s, 90s, bands who redid songs that were like from the 60s and 70s, they just really kind of leveled them up a little bit and added that extra oomph, I guess, to the songs because I don't know. I mean, this is just my opinion, but 60s and 70s, that song style was kind of singer-songwriter-ish.
A little meandering, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singer-songwriter-ish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good, for that time period and certainly well-loved.
Mm-hmm.
But as we got more grungy, as the decades went on, a little more edgy, so did the songs. And so remakes, like I like to think of like Bananarama's Venus.
Oh, yeah.
Like the original of that was like, it was good, but
yeah.
Dang. They leveled it up and it slammed. So this is kind of the same thing.
Van Halen's cover of Pretty Woman. No. I'm just kidding. No, but you're right. So I guess the original song came out in 1966. It was from a famous duo. And then in the 80s, it was covered by a band that was huge, fronted by...
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say fronted because as I was doing more of this research, they're like, no, like we're all equals. And I was like, oh, sorry, that's why you broke up because you're all equals. And that wasn't everyone thought that Susanna Hoffs was the front person. You just gave it away. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not giving it away too much yet. That was on purpose. Oh, but
I know. Yeah. Smoke show.
Oh my God.
You know.
And super talented.
Turns out, like, what did you say? She was the front woman because she was short.
Well, yeah, yeah. I had read that because she was a little bit shorter than the rest of the group, they would put her kind of in the front of photography to level her out. And then, the singles that they had usually featured her vocals where all of them sang, and they all sang different songs. But it just so happened that the songs that she sang were becoming hits. So everyone thought like, oh, that she's like the front of that band. And I think everyone in the band was like, no, but then that kind of led to some...
dissension.
Yeah, a little bit, and they ended up splitting up, which is too bad. I think they're I don't know because obviously I don't know them, but I think they're good now.
Oh yeah. Like amicable.
Yeah.
40
years later.
I would hope so. How about we bury that?
Yeah. And I think I saw a video with her recently. Still amazing. She's still gorgeous.
She's a hottie still,
Yeah,
and I think she's written a book. I saw some reel with her in it, and she's like. Yeah, she's going on to do some stuff. Yeah, right? I don't remember what it was about, but I was like, good for her.
I can take a guess on what it's about.
Yeah.
Career in music, I would guess.
The title, I don't remember the title feeling that way, but it could be. Yeah, it could be. Anyway, but yeah, she's still doing awesome shit.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's not Walk Like an Egyptian.
Nope.
No. So when we were rehearsing this a little bit, it was kind of a whirlwind today because you brought up this song, and I was like, I think that's a great idea. I would love to do this song. And then I listened to a couple different versions of it because it's been covered pretty heavily by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the three main versions I listened to were the original, the 80s version, and then recently another band who's kind of our style and has a female singer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they covered it also.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them were pretty upbeat, and I was like, let's do a slower version of that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people have done slower versions, but I said, let's go for it anyway.
Well, and especially because it's just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
This was a great choice for this because it's such a driver of a song that it kind of needs a full band to present it the way it is. And since we don't cover covers the way they normally are, to drop it back a little bit, we just took it down a notch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of fun.
It was fun.
It was really fun.
I think halfway through we kind of determined, if this was covered by Massive Attack, this is what it would sound like.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to kind of find that element and flavor to it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, super cool.
We also talked about lyrical content because you've said on the show a couple times I should look and see what this is about before we do it. So I kind of not stopped us, but in the middle of us putting this together and arranging it the way we wanted to do it, we stopped and looked at some of the lyrics and how people analyze those lyrics. Tell me about that part.
The story behind the song wasn't too it wasn't too deep, on a political scale or anything like that. It was just basically about I would say a poet, almost like a Kerouac-ish endeavor into will I be remembered?
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of drama that what kind of legacy am I leaving behind, that kind of thing, and what is my work gonna be like?
Yeah.
Am I leaving anything for people to remember, kind of thing?
Yeah.
So
and you, because I read that and I was like, that's a lot about how I feel right now.
Yeah.
And you pointed out probably all of us feel that way of what's going to be left behind from the artistic work that we do.
Yeah. And it's also there's so much out there right now. We're a podcast of millions.
Yeah.
So especially now, things get so drowned, and you want to make a difference somewhere, or you want to be part of some legacy, and who's going to remember this in a million podcasts? I don't know, but it's and I was like, oh, famous when we're dead. So,
oh yeah, well
hope that's not the case, but
I hope that's not the case too.
That's normally how
Wouldn't
it goes.
it be weird if you were to find out you're going to be really famous when you pass away, and you're like, okay, I can live with that, and they're like, you're going to be super famous a year from now. Like, oh wait, what? It's sort of this weird O. Henry kind of curse.
Yeah. Who knows? You never know what's going to take and what's not. I mean, the weirdest things have gotten famous over less, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
else? Our algorithms aren't that strong right now, so
my oh my god. We've talked about my algorithm. So you watch one video and then all of a sudden.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And I'm not changing it either. I'm sticking with it. I'll keep it. I know this isn't necessarily song related. I love how I just overpronounce necessarily because I've been drinking. But I know this isn't necessarily
nailed it.
song or episode related, but we've kind of done a lot since the last episode that we filmed. We did a live show of UTC Music Podcast.
We did.
So we did an Under the Covers live show at with our friends Askira, which is wonderful.
Yes.
We kind of crashed their open mic night, but it was really fun. It was cool. We we did a couple of songs that we feature in our Patreon. We did those live. I couldn't remember one that we had written, so that was awesome.
That was fun.
And I think we're going to keep doing that. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Our band Stick the Landing also has played a show since then. Now we've got another show coming up That show will be over by the time this airs, but I think we have we're coming back to Oscura with Stick the Landing on October 13th. It's like a Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. I probably should research
Is it a
that
Sunday?
before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. both of
Sunday
them are
show.
Sunday. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we're going to be playing with our friend 2 Inch Voices, which is going to be good.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, that's super awesome. It feels like more stuff has happened since then that's relevant. I couldn't tell you. But stuff is happening, and we are moving a little bit more beyond just what you see on YouTube, which is fun.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, really cool.
I think okay, yeah, that's another conversation, but whatever.
What
So-
comedy stuff?
No.
Oh.
I was just thinking, even just a Stick the Landing YouTube channel.
Oh,
Should probably
yeah,
have-
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, like what's that going to consist of?
I don't know. Another conversation. Anywho,
Yeah.
back to the song.
Yeah, so back to the song. So if you think about the original, the 80s version, the recent version that I played you, if you had to choose your favorite, I feel like I know the answer to this, but if you had to choose your favorite.
Well, Bengals.
Yeah.
I mean, even the one that you were playing to get like a better chord progression in your head, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
aight.
good cover.
But nothing touches the cover of the original. The original cover of the original.
I had read that I guess this song wasn't actually that popular when it first came out in the 60s.
Never is.
Yeah.
I know. It's so funny.
And they were playing it on the radio as kind of a deep cut because it wasn't popular.
Yeah.
And Susanna Hoffs heard it and she was like, "What is this song? We need to cover this because nobody knows it.
That's
I had
cool.
never heard this."
Oh wow.
And that's what prompted
Dang.
that path,
Dang.
which I thought was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
What else?
It gives me goosebumps.
Does it really?
Uh-huh.
How come?
I don't know. It's just the way the original song is played.
Mm-hmm.
And well, not the original.
The
The way
way the
Susanna
cover?
Hoffs does it.
Yeah. The way she does it gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Did you have goosebumps when we played it?
No, because I was like, because we're still sorting it out.
Yeah.
But there were a couple times when I was like, ooh, like, yeah, it was cool. But we literally learned it today.
Yeah,
So-
we did. And I had kind of a similar feeling, like knowing what the song is about, of wondering if anything that you create is going to survive you. Like hearing those lyrics for me, it's like, oh, that's deep. Yeah. And it's funny that, for the time that it came out, that it wasn't an anti-war song because so much stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And especially from this group too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really? It's not about Vietnam. All right.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Song is super short.
Yeah.
Even all the covers are short too.
Yeah.
Under 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I think us slowing it down, we probably ended up at about like 3 and change.
Mm-hmm.
And we slowed it down a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. What I'm still stuck on, like, what else happened since
Since what?
since the last time we got together and put out an episode. It feels like
I know.
feels like a whirlwind.
It does.
Okay. It's like, I don't know.
There's been a lot of like personal stuff going on, but yeah.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
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 I think that's part of it.
That guy on the other side of her passed away last week. Yep. But it's fun that he's there. Yeah. The guy in the glasses on her, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I guess this would, her left. The guy in the glass, that's my dad. He passed away last week.
So it has been a whirlwind.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Yeah. That same day, it did a first paid comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's been super busy. There's a lot of like work travel
Yeah.
and getting this stuff together and trying to like change up some of our equipment for smaller shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be over by the time this airs, but we're going to do a small show at Brew Life, which we love. We love Mick. And,
yeah, Mick's awesome.
We just love that joint. And our bass player, Dino, he's like Tino is to Brew Life as like Norm is to Cheers.
Yeah.
That's his place.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, do you want to introduce it? I'm curious to see how you introduce the song. Are you going to say that it's like by the original people, also covered by these people? What are you doing?
I hadn't thought about that, but I was going to say it's Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles, but first done by Simon and Garfunkel.
Yep.
I mean, you got to prop the OGs. So.
Yes. Enjoy.
Time, see what's become of me. Time, see what's become of me. While I looked around for my possibilities, I was so hard to please. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hear the Salvation Army band down by the riverside, bound to be a better ride than what you have planned. Carry a gun in your hand. Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on to your hopes, my friend. That's an easy thing to say. If your hopes should pass away, then simply pretend that you can build them again. Look around, grass is high, fields are ripe. It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with their scenery, weaving time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember me? Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Under the Covers. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at UTC Music Podcast. We launch new episodes on the 1st and 15th of every month. And if you're new to the show, thank you so much for showing up and watching. For additional features like extra episodes, reaction videos, blooper reels, because we're really good at that, you can sign up for Patreon, and that's also Patreon UTC Music Podcast. So thanks for watching, and please come back.